otherwise occupied today. So welcome to Philly. If you've not been here before, this is one of the cocktail streams. I do cooking streams on the weekend, and we've also started doing some takeout reviews, and that will actually happen next week. And the next couple of weeks will be takeout reviews instead of cocktail streams, but then they'll be returning, so do not fret. But I wanted to make sure that, yeah, we can see we have a lot of ingredients here tonight because we're going to do a couple of things. So I have to say that, and I don't know if you were aware, because, you know, the different generations get the information from different sources. So Andy and I were watching a news program, a morning news program, and they were talking about the drink of the summer, and they were talking about how apparently last summer, or like for the past few summers, it's been the Aperol Spritz, which I thought was interesting because I love, as you saw, I did a stream about the Aperol Spritz. I love the Aperol Spritz. And I didn't realize, first of all, I didn't realize there was such a thing as the drink of the summer. I do think it's a bit of a media campaign that apparently the New York Times like heralds. But I actually, you know, it's like, yeah, because we've seen over the past 5 years lots of those drinks, especially in the past maybe 3 years. So that kind of made some sense to me. But when they mentioned what the drink of the summer was, and this is for you, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. When they mentioned what the drink of the summer was, I almost spit out my coffee because we were watching the morning show, because they mentioned the Dirty Shirley. And it just goes to show that when you have ideas about things, you need to go forward on them, because now they make it different than I make it. But it was funny, for years, we've made what we call an Adult Shirley Temple, and it's different than the recipe that I'm going to share with you for the Dirty Shirley. But it's just funny because I thought to myself, wow. First I thought to myself, wow, how funny, because we've been kind of making our version for a while. I remember David really likes it.
Yeah. Well, he likes sweet drinks.
He likes sweet drinks, but and it is sweet. So both drinks we're making tonight are sweet. I just happen to like the ingredients a little bit more of the one that I make. And but anyways, it was just really funny, and I actually was really shocked because I was like, so the Dirty Shirley is I'm just picturing people in New York City rushing out to order that at their happy hours, and I just find that a little difficult to believe. Mm-hmm. So it seems a little suspect. But regardless, I thought, well, you know what? We will give it a whirl. I did a quick one with not all the ingredients that they say on their recipe, and it was just okay. So I thought I'll get the proper ingredients. So for the Dirty Shirley, by the way, both drinks just go in a tall glass. The Dirty Shirley entails vodka, 2 ounces of vodka, 1 ounce of Grenadine, a Marachino Cherry, and 4 ounces of lemon lime soda. So
tell the story.
Oh, I know.
What happens?
So you can see we
you might notice there's a wine stopper
on our little lemon line, and I was so excited because I got this Sprite. This is Mexican Sprite, so it's like real sugar. So it uses real sugar. I'm like, oh, like this is going to be really good. And then it kind of fell out of our fridge when Hubs was opening it, and it went everywhere. So it didn't all go out, so we have just enough for a drink.
Enough.
It's probably a little more flat than we would have liked, but what are you gonna do? So anyway, so those are the ingredients. So I'm gonna mix that one first, and I'm gonna try it. Then Matt's gonna try it. And actually, you know what? Will you grab a straw? Because I kind of feel like Shirley Temples, you got to grab a straw. So Shirley Temples, yes, please. Shirley Temples are, I don't know about you, so you have to let me know. By the way, please say hi in the chat if you're joining us. I grew up ordering, well, I always had to ask first, but being at certain restaurants, we could ask, can we order a Shirley Temple? Like that was the kids' rite of passage. And you guys definitely, you know, I don't remember, you didn't like soda.
So when I was younger, actually not really until I started having like cocktails and stuff, I was never really a fan of soda because I didn't like the carbonation. So yeah, personally, when I was a kid, it wasn't really something, but I know for like...
And David had it. Yeah, I mean, he loved Shirley Temples.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he was, that was like a big special deal to him. But I definitely grew up on Shirley Temples when we were allowed to order them. And I have to say, showing my age, that and you don't even really, I don't even know who this person is, but Shirley Temple, like I was enamored with her.
Oh well, I mean,
You know who that
I
is?
remember there was like those advertisements for her DVD sets and stuff
Yep.
or whatever that would
Yeah.
go on TV. So
And
I at least know who she is.
Yeah, and she just, you know, when I was growing up, and this is going to sound like a dinosaur, but, you know, like we didn't have all the stations that we have now, and they would have on some of the UHF stations her old movies, and both my sister and I were just enamored with her, and she danced and she sang, and I don't know, like I was definitely, I thought she was just kind of this neat little girl. But in any event, apparently, rumor has it that a place they used to vacation, she and her family in Hawaii, a hotel bar there fashioned a drink for her because, you know, it's not an alcoholic drink. And so it would be something that she'd enjoy. And I don't know if that rumor is true, but that's how it goes. And then it was called the Shirley Temple. But I will tell you, once that happened, and that was way before my time, even that took off as being really, is she doing okay?
What?
The dog?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Our dog has to be near us when we stream. So anyways, but that's like a real rite of passage for kids ordering when they go out to, you know, at some of the restaurants. So anyway, so the Dirty Shirley.
Also, hello, good eats.
Oh yes, hello, good eats. Glad you joined us. So we're making a Dirty Shirley tonight. We're going to test it out and see if it's worth all this huff and puff. And I don't know, I'm a little skeptical. So in the Dirty Shirley, we are going to be having 2 ounces of vodka. So it starts well. Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with
Can't
that.
complain with vodka.
Yeah.
Especially some Tito's.
So we're going to put 2 ounces of that in there. And then 1 ounce of grenadine. So you're getting your sugar hit for what you get. Don't go with the alcohol. You're getting it from the grenadine. Now, I also then watched a video this week about all the different kinds of grenadine, and I went a rabbit hole. But this is just Rose's, you know, this is the easy to get stuff. There wasn't anything else at the grocery store that I went to. And there's the red.
Yep.
There's the sugar kill. Oh my goodness. And then you need one of those lovely bright red cherries. So you put that in there. And then, here's my Sprite. And then 4 ounces of Sprite, but really you just top it off. I mean, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So we're going to put that in there. All right, so there's the Dirty Shirley. So we are going to mix this up.
And this is the one from
the New York Times.
Yes. Okay.
Yep, this is the one that they say is all the rage in New York.
The drink
I find
of the
that
summer.
really hard to believe. But we're going to try it. And then I'm going to show you what we've been creating in our family that we call the Adult Shirley. Because we didn't know it was going to become a thing in 2022. Who would have thunk it, right? So I'm going to try it, and then you're going to go off and try. Well, so it's fine. It's very sweet. No shot. It's no surprise there. Well, I'm going to let you try it.
All right.
I know you don't like straws, so I think.
I got it.
I think what strikes me right off the bat is the fact that when I grew up, we never had Shirley Temples with lemon lime. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's like
I'm
candy.
so I mean, it's not that it's bad, but I mean, I'm definitely much more of a
Not sweet.
Yeah, I like my liquor drinks such as like, you know, Manhattans and old fashions. So this is not necessarily something I would get on my own, most likely. But I mean, if somebody handed me this, I think I would be okay with it.
If they paid for it too,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like,
Although in New York, if that thing's $12, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
that seems to be
God.
problematic. And by the way, Philly Grub, when if you get it, make sure you come back and let me know like what you thought, because I don't know how they're making them in Philly. Maybe they're making them better. I think maybe.
Probably.
I would think maybe. But what strikes me is that growing up with Shirley Temples, we never used Sprite or 7-Up. We always used Canada Dry.
Oh, interesting.
Always used ginger ale. And in fact, at restaurants, I never had one with Sprite. It was always ginger ale. And to me, that was like that underlying taste. It has a different taste. And what's funny is they actually put in the recipe lemon lime soda, Sprite, 7-Up, ginger ale. I'm like, ginger ale's not lemon lime. Like it's a soda, but well, I don't know. That's just me. So that's my first problem with it, is I don't feel like it tastes as authentic. So I do think it might taste more authentic with the Canada Dry. So I'm going to share now what we've been doing in our family for a while. And I gotta tell you, first of all, it is sweet. So it's sweet with liquor as opposed to grenadine.
Yep.
But I will say I've gone to some things with my husband for work, and I kind of just I don't want a heavy drink. I maybe don't feel like wine that night. I'll just say, can I have some of the two things I'm going to mix in this? And they always have it at the bar, and it's just a nice light drink. So it is sweet, so I will give you that. But
Philly also prefers the ginger ale. So.
Yes, I'm with you. Absolutely, ginger ale all the way. So I'm going to tell you on the onset, this is sweet, but you can offset the sweetness with some vodka if you'd like. So how it goes is you start again with your glass of ice. This time, instead of the grenadine, one of my favorite sweet liqueurs is Amaretto. And you're going to be like, but that's almond, that's not cherry. But for whatever reason, when this baby mixes with Canada Dry ginger ale, it tastes, I don't know, it just gives me reminiscence of Shirley Temple's, which is why we always called it the Adult Shirley. So for this, I would put 1 ounce of Amaretto in there. And then if you want it sweet, put 2 ounces, and then you're going to put the Canada Dry. If you want it to have a little bit of balance, put in 1 ounce of vodka. So that kind of balances the sweetness. Again, it's still going to come off sweet, don't get me wrong, but it just helps a little bit. And then, and so you can put a Marachino Cherry in there if that's your pleasure. But once we get to be older, isn't it nice to have like a Luxardo cherry if you have them? So either cherry could go in, but I forgot can you grab me a fork, sweetie? Oh wait, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little tricky.
Straw is not gonna work.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay. So put a Luxardo in there to add a little something, something. Again, Maraschino's fine. And
you cannot go wrong with Luxardo.
And then some ginger ale. Now you're going to notice right off, it does not look like the Shirley Temple of our youth because it doesn't have the bright red.
A little bit different.
And maybe it's not a bad thing not having that red dye, whatever number it is and everything.
Yeah.
But it also, to me, tastes a lot.
Red 40.
Red 40. And now you've had these. You've not had the vodka in it to cut the sweetness in it before, but let me taste that. Oh my God, so much better. Like it's worlds better. And I know this is nostalgic for people, but for me personally, you did miss out on the red, but you got that pretty little cherry there. And actually what David, my son, his older brother would do is he pours some cherry juice in there because he loves it sweet. And
then you kind of get the color.
And then you get the color. So you could always do that, but it just has, I don't know, it just has a better, so it gives you that sweetness with the Canada Dry ginger ale, but it's just not saccharine. It's not like a Jolly Rancher. So it was interesting. I wanted to see what they were like side by side.
Yeah.
And no offense, New York, I would never order that. Again, if it was freely given to me, sure. I'm not going to turn that down. But this, if I'm wanting that nostalgia, if I'm wanting just that lighter drink, sweet drink, then this would be what I'm doing. So try it. So you'll have to try it, and you'll have to let me know what you think.
You've been known to put the cherry juice in too. Yeah.
Give a little. Well, actually, honestly, when the kids were little, and we would make the Shirley Temples. We never bought grenadine. We just poured the cherry. We just poured the sugar water in to do that. Yeah. So yeah. But anyways, you'll have to let me know what you think if you get one in Philly and see how it tastes, if it's good or not. And we'll have to see about how this like really sticks with the summer, because I will say, and this is what I think 2022 is going to be. I read something just a couple days ago where they were saying the blue drinks apparently are taking over now, which just goes to show why this was kind of a bad choice. For not that you couldn't like have this as let's do a Flashback Friday, Dirty Shirley, but I don't think drink it this summer. So with blue Caraca, which we don't have. So I'm like, we might have to take a look at some of those. So cheers, happy hump day. I hope that whatever is in your hand is refreshing to you, whether it be water, soda, a cocktail, beer, wine. And this weekend, By the way, make sure you follow me on Twitter it's at Philly Philly Live to hear about schedule changes. I have a brand new schedule that's going to be going up because if you notice what's posted now, my last one is going to be on this weekend, Saturday for Father's Day. We're making the esteemed Dutch babies.
Very good.
Which are really good.
Really
So we're doing it early. I haven't set the time yet. I think it's going to be like around 9 o'clock. Because I don't want to ruin the Father's Day festivities for the weekend. So we're going to be doing that Saturday morning so that Father's Day we can go brunch it in Philly. And I'm trying to think what else. Oh, and then next week will be a takeout. I think it's going to be at a ramen place in Philly that we've not tried. So again, I'll have all this information on Twitter, and that way you can find out about what our new content's going to be, and the new schedule will be dropping. Actually, it'll be dropping this weekend, because once I get done with the Father's Day, I'll put my whole next month and a half of content down. So cheers to you. Have a great week. Be sure and like and subscribe so that you are not missing out on any of our streams, and we'll see you this weekend. Cheers.